Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been here before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So we have some beautiful dried flowers today. And for this reading, the prompt that came through is trust your inner compass. Recalibrate your inner compass to your truest North Star. And we are also entering into the infinite prayer today. And for the infinite prayer, which is an energy healing transmission that I offer in conjunction with my readings, my intentions for that is to provide you an energetic realignment to your center, to your truest soul nature, to the path before you that's most aligned with your most authentic self. And I'm also putting the intention into that to clear away or cut cords to energies that blur your vision or make you question your voice. And ultimately, I want to help you deepen into an inner sense of self-trust. So that is what this reading and the infinite prayer is going to do for you. So go ahead and pick group number 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever one is pulling you in. You could pick one or multiple. Click the corresponding timestamp down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been here, I am Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the prompt that came through for this reading is trust your inner compass, recalibrate your inner compass to your truest North Star. So I want to give you the messages that you need to help you trust yourself more, to help you release any energies that are causing confusion on your path, and help you tap into the purest essence of the path that is most authentic and fulfilling for you. So we are also entering into the infinite prayer for this, and I'm going to go ahead and allow you to listen to this short and sweet little intro about the infinite prayer and Patreon so you get a better idea of what the infinite prayer is. And I also want to mention before I show you the intro, this is the reading of the month where I will be offering 50% off your first month of Patreon if you're interested. So there will be a code listed down below. There will be a few days after I post this reading that code will be valid. So it's just a short window. And if you miss this one, every single month I will have a short window. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification to be reminded of when my readings go up so you don't miss another opportunity if you happen to be watching this later on. But yeah, go ahead and check out this little intro and I'll see you on the other side. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful pick-a-flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, thank you for watching that and taking that in. So for the infinite prayer session for this, my intention is to give you an energetic realignment. So the transmission that I want to provide is going to offer you a chance to just realign and recalibrate that inner compass. And I'm going to put the intention in there as well to help clear away or cut cords to energies that blur your vision or make you question your voice. And ultimately, I want to help you deepen into self-trust with that. So there will be a link down below if you want to do the Infinite Prayer one-off, or of course, you can just sign up for the Patreon Overflow membership, and all the Infinite Prayers off of the YouTube readings are included in that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. So you chose group number 1 with the yellow Gerbera daisy. So all the Gerbera daisies all of the flowers today are completely dried. I've had these in a drawer for quite some time. I've been collecting them to finally bring them out to a lovely reading. I feel like might as well conserve and preserve flowers because in the winter I have to buy them all. And it just feels like this makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the yellow Gerbera daisy, usually I do channeled messages from the flowers, and I haven't really decided, like, do you? Hi flower, hi dried flower, do you have a message for group number 1? I don't know, I kind of feel like since they're dried, it's more of like a stillness energy, and I kind of just want to leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to do channeled message from the dried flowers unless I feel called to. But yeah, so let's go ahead, and your first oracle card that I pulled is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle, number 51, Dragon's Blood, Anima Mundi, which I don't know what Anima Mundi is. I'm going to look it up real quick. Keywords are oneness, merging with the divine, access to the world soul, occult knowledge, initiation, universal donor, an entry into the great void. Wow. And the astrological ruler of this card is Black Moon, Lilith, and Pluto. So this is some pretty intense, powerful, transformative energy coming through with your overarching theme card. I'm actually going to go ahead and read the guidance section of this card, of this guidebook. Dragons are ancient guardians of the earth, symbolizing hidden knowledge and auspicious powers of supernatural origin. Dragons are etheric beings that inhabit the deepest pockets of the ethers and have dominion over the 4 elements. Dragon's blood core oozes blood, representing the collective blood, the blood of nature, and serving as a gateway to the Anima Mundi, the world soul. As you enter the all-seeing portal of the great void, don't shy away from its vastness. Embrace it as you are undergoing this great initiation. Within this awakening, you will discover the unique pattern you contribute to the great tapestry of life. It says up here, physically, Dragon's Blood is the epitome of Plutonian and Scorpionic energy, as both archetypally rule the symbol of blood. Shamans have used dragon's blood in spell work, rituals of protection, purification, and consecration. In Christian art, the dragon was symbolic of evil and sin, yet many other traditions hold that serpent deities like dragons are benevolent, sharp-eyed dwellers that hold the mystery of the great void. So, and then the reverse of this card is lost in the unknown, dark magic, overwhelm, inner conflict, block, spiritual sight. So I'm seeing a void with this. I'm seeing a night sky with like comets and stars, and like the energy of someone just flying through the night sky, flying through a void and feeling like pulled into it, and it's like beyond their control. And with this being in a realignment to your inner compass, and this energy being something that feels so out of control, it's so interesting because there's this message here that you can realign even when everything's surrounding you, even when your circumstances, even when everything feels as if it's against you, or everything feels as if it's limiting you, or if there's so much out of your control that part of you wants to give up and let go. The message here is you can still realign to your inner compass, because when you're going through one of these initiation, these void moments where it seems as though the universe plunges you into something that you didn't expect, that you didn't choose, but here you are. There's a message here that there's purpose to this. There's greater purpose to this, aka it's an initiation. And so this initiation is meant to redirect you inward and help you find that sense of knowing, that sense of calmness, that sense of, I heard greatness for some reason, that sense of the greatness of your soul, that sense of the beauty of your soul, that sense of the love that exists within you, as you, the source within. That's what you're being called. You're being called inward. An internal transformation is taking place in your life. I'm going to pull some more cards. Let's go ahead and pull a couple cards. I just got this oracle deck. It's really cute. It's called the Witch's Shadow Work Oracle. Kind of perfect for what we just talked about with your Dragon's Blood card. And number 51 on the Dragon's Blood card reduces to 6, which is giving me like 6 of Pentacles, this balance, this harmony, this things kind of shifting in your favor energy. Like a pendulum swing. Like if you've been, your pendulum has swung into a darker space or into a void, it's only inevitable that it swings into the light. Okay, we have the bat. Wow, and the snake. Yeah, these are definitely some interesting, and even the snake in this Dragon's Blood talking about serpent energies and scorpionic energies, and a bat, I mean, they're symbolic of being able to see in the dark, or use like they can't see they can't see, that they're somewhat blind, and they have to use their other senses to kind of gain their ground or gain their balance. And snakes are symbolic of shedding the old, shedding who you once were. Okay, so in the guidebook, the snake says, how do you feel about past traumas? And the bat says, do you feel misunderstood? It's speaking of how bats are at home in the darkness, unlike most human beings. It says this connection with the night in shadowy places, combined with their thin membranous wings, screwed up faces, and long digits, have made bats a symbol of terror, misfortune, and death. They are also associated with vampires and are favorite of shape-shifting witches. This reputation does this harmless, misunderstood creature a disservice. Bats are nurturing by nature, looking after their young with particular care. Rather than viewing them as creatures of horror, it is helpful to see them as a symbol of transition and change. The bat is your friend. It will help you face the shadowy worlds of inner darkness, death, and the loss you most fear. Do you worry about others' opinions of you? If you do, you are not alone. We all do it one time or another. Being misunderstood by someone who is important to you can hurt and feel like a betrayal. Often this occurs because we do not have a strong sense of self. Okay, so it says the bat may be misunderstood, but it does not care what others think of it, and neither do I. Okay, I want to bring in an energy for you right now of complete understanding and empathy and acceptance for the darkest places that you've been or that you exist as at any point. I want to let you know that there's no part of you that goes misunderstood ultimately. You are understood. You are seen. No matter how twisted or how dark, seemingly dark, or how blurry or confused or overwhelming, or no matter how much you think a part of you could never be fully accepted by humanity, or maybe no matter how much you think something you've walked through or experienced and the traumas that has left behind and the way you are because of it, no matter how much you think you couldn't be understood in those places, I want to assure you that you are understood, you are seen, you are acknowledged, and you are good. You are good inherently. You're simply human, having a strange human experience. And it can be, and like it talked a lot, the bat thing talked a lot about judgment and other people's perception of you. And I want to let you know that I think there might be parts of you that you understand fully and that you know what you're walking through, but you feel ashamed or embarrassed or afraid to unearth it to others for fear of judgment, for fear of being strange, for fear of being misunderstood or seen in a light that's not true to what your actual experience is. And I just want to let you know you're seen and heard, even if you do never unearth this part of you to another soul. I hope you know that you're fully accepted and loved in every single crevice and corner and reach of the darkest parts of your soul, the places in you that have been hurt the most, and those fragments that have been lost and like moved into the corners of your beings. Those places are still, the light of God still shines on them. Like the light of love still shines on them. I promise you that. And so there's also a message here of, please don't be afraid to visit those places in your being. Please don't be afraid to sit with them and find time to just stand in, like, sometimes it can be scary to sit with our traumas and our fears, but ultimately, we are the light. We are light inherent. We are love inherent. And if we can love ourselves, then anybody can love ourselves. And we can open up to allow love from others in. It starts with us first. Not to say that you need to love all of you to let anyone in, because that's impossible. How can we really, like, this is such a never-ending journey of being human and learning to love ourselves. But ultimately, just allow yourself to love all parts of you, no matter how confusing they are or how misunderstood they may feel. So I looked up the camera timer. 1, 5s, and 2s have been speaking to me a lot, and they have significance with a soulmate, a life partner. That's the energy of the 1s, 5s, and 2s for me. So I want to extend that to you, and you can claim that as well. Because even as I was speaking to that, I was talking about loving yourself in all corners of yourself, and knowing that if you can love yourself, anybody can love you, and the right person can come in and love you in those places too, and can understand you in those places where no one else does. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull a couple more oracles from the Work Your Light Oracle. I'm glad I picked this oracle because, wow, like a little heavy right off the bat. So this will lighten it up a little, but there's nothing wrong with the heaviness. There's nothing wrong with the darkness. But again, you are the light. And this is working your light in those dark spaces with love and acceptance. Okay, so we have Warrior Woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? And boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? This makes sense for this reading with recalibrating your inner compass, because my intention here is to help you understand that you know best for yourself. And I feel like a lot of times, especially when we're in a vulnerable place and we're seeking external guidance, we're seeking for some sort of answer, some sort of even connection, or someone to understand us. If we're not aligned with our own inner compass, we can get thrown off by external reflections. So you're truly being called to trust yourself. You're truly being called to brave the dark night of your soul with power, with authority, and you're being called to know that it is safe to purely align to your soul essence and truth and make moves based off of that. There is nothing wrong with denying help when that help isn't fully understanding of your particular situation. You know what is best for you. All right, let's dig into the tarot. I'm doing the Mystical Dream Tarot. So maybe I'm getting like a dichotomy of energies. There's an energy of trusting in yourself, aligning to that inner core truth, and giving yourself the grace and the love and the presence and the validation that you need. And also protecting yourself from energies that are around you that do not understand your truest nature. But then also, there's this feeling of someone or others coming in who can meet you where you're at. And it's because you've cut cords to energies and that can't meet you where you're at. And I'm not saying it has to be like this harsh cord cutting where you're not allowing someone to be in your life at all anymore. It's just a boundary setting where you decide that you trust your voice above all, especially in places where you feel like you're not being misunderstood. Like if someone is misunderstanding you and where you're coming from and they're not meeting you where you're at, their advice is not going to align to, like, especially if they're giving you advice that is like specific and is what they think would work for you. They don't know what will work for you if they're not meeting you where you're at. So unless someone's literally meeting you where you're at and fully empathetically sitting with the exact energy you're in, and also validating your inner voice and reflecting that back to you, if they're coming from a place of, this is what I think would be best for you, and they're projecting that onto you, I think there might be an imbalance there. And I think that while they're probably well-meaning, you have to trust yourself first and foremost. And if the person that is giving you advice isn't giving you, okay, how do I put this? It's just, I have a strong belief that, like when I'm doing card readings, especially in person, I spend a lot of time listening to where someone's at and providing space so that the truth can emerge within them. And I am not someone who gives unsolicited advice based off of what I think is best. I am someone who presents energies and messages in a way that helps the person on the other end to decipher the truth within their own voice and their own soul. So I believe that friends, family, lovers, teachers should all give people that same validation of their own inner voice. And if they're not doing that, if they're casting doubt or casting questioning or making you feel more confused about yourself and where you're going, it's just a further message to deepen into your own inner voice. And I know that this can come with times of feeling, like it even said it in the bat, I think the back card of when you feel misunderstood, it almost feels like a betrayal, like someone not taking, like not even trying to understand or not even giving you the validation you need. But it's not personal. Like you might have a period where you have an emotional reaction to external voices, but it's simply not personal. People can only meet you as far as they're willing to meet themselves. And so if they can't meet you as deeply as you've met yourself, that is just a sign to deepen into your truest voice and truest soul nature. You have to. You have to listen to your voice, your gut, your path, your steps. Like the steps you take have to feel aligned within you first and foremost. No matter who you're disappointing, no matter what advice you're denying, you have to trust who you are. Okay, so I'm pulling from the Mystical Dream Tarot. These are really pretty cards. Okay, we have Temperance. That's nice. Lord of Pentacles. That's actually pretty wild. I just shuffled the crap out of these cards, and these two cards were on the top of the deck when I opened them earlier. And they were my cards. They were ones from earlier when I had done like a short little reading of 2 cards for myself. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's just a nod to like following your own voice and your own, like taking your own advice. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. The Divine Tower, or the Tower card. We have the Hierophant. We have the Hierophant in the center. That makes perfect sense. The Hierophant is this authority figure that kind of dictates and guides you. And for me, the ultimate Hierophant is the divine, the ultimate wisdom that we're meant to allow to be our guide is not only the divine, but Mother Earth as well. And so when we surrender to higher guide, that's the message. Like, because it kind of feels like there's this air of wanting guidance. There's this air of wanting to know, like, for sure, what's my next step? What brings me security? What makes me feel right and aligned? And what's going to bring me closer to my needs and my desires and my dreams come true? And it is this, I just want to, it is like you have guidance available to you. And it is in the form of the divine and Mother Earth when you spend time in their presence. Let's keep going. Spirit of Cups, Knight of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and this is number 11, or Sophia. And I don't know if Sophia, I might have to look at the guidebook because I want to say this is the Strength card. You know what? I'm going with the Strength card on that. I think number 11 is Strength in this deck. And it makes sense, the imagery. So we're going with that. What a beautiful spread. I'm so excited. Okay. I will say you do have quite a lot of major arcanas. Temperance, the Tower, the Hierophant, and Sophia, or the Strength card. More major arcanas than minors, and that is simply a sign that this is a major life transition for you. It's a major internal shift for you. It's a major realignment for you. And this is a point in your life that is like a mile marker. Like this is something, not a mile marker, that might not be the right wording. This is like a crossroads. And when you come to this crossroads, this is your inner alignment to a choice, to a direction to move in. And you're not going to fail in any way. I know you're not, because you're going to know the next step without a doubt. It's going to be rooted in the core of who you are. It's going to feel aligned in your mind, body, spirit, and soul. You will not question it. I feel like this card right here, we have the Hierophant, and it's like there's a guy here concocting a potion. And in the background, there's this figure with their arms. It's like a shadowy figure with their arms up. They look free. They look like they've risen to this hill here. Like they're standing on the top of like a platform. And it feels like there's a part of you that's already living in victory of, we made it, we did it, we got ourselves here. This is exactly what we knew could happen for ourselves. And so this is you like concocting the potion for that. This is you putting your intentions and your actions and aligning them to the right steps to your highest form of destiny, like your highest form of dreams come true. And I just think you've had times where you felt lost, and those are the times when you most want to reach out for advice from those around you, or you want to reach out for support from those around you. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also a vulnerability in that space to trust someone else's voice over your own. And when you're in those spaces of feeling lost or wayward, it is so important to regroup and spend consistent time just with yourself in prayer and meditation and in whatever it does. I mean, that's like spiritual ways you can do it. Like spending time in nature is really good as well. But ultimately, it's what brings you back to your true north, what brings you back to your center, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel like you know who you are, you know where you're going and what you're doing and what you want and what you're building. That's like, what are the actions and the things you can do that make you feel more centered? That's what you need to do in those spaces more than anything. And if you're looking for support and comfort from others, it's more about like being open to their reflections, letting those reflections in, but ultimately trusting your voice above all, your own inner voice above all. Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. It's this card of sovereignty, personal sovereignty. And I would venture to bet that that's something that's very important to you, to this group. Your ability to know who you are, to build something in this world that nobody else but you could have built. To give to this world in a way that no one else could give except for you. There are gifts on your heart and soul that you have to offer the world. And only you can offer them in the way that you do it. And it's so important. It's so important to stay true to who you are, no matter what, no matter how you fear judgment, no matter what you think is acceptable to the world, or no matter what you think in terms of maybe work or money, or how you want to move forward with your vocation, or how you want to find success in life. You're going to find the most success if you stay true to who you are and you don't really worry about how it's being received. You just trust in the gift that you have. Like, why would the divine put a gift on your heart and soul that is so unique and so beautiful, and it be the thing that you're supposed to offer this world if there's not someone to receive it? You know, like if there's not an external, like in the world, if it's not a need of other people's souls. That's how it works. Like if we have a true gift, there are others who are meant to receive that gift, who need that gift, and who are so grateful that you decided to share that gift. So yeah, there's this feeling of we need what you have to give. And your journey is not easy. It's not easy to stay authentic in this world. It's not easy to stay grounded and rooted in who you are. It's not easy to block out all the noise, but you're doing it. You're doing it. And you're staying true to yourself. And you're loving yourself through it. You're acknowledging yourself through it. You're validating yourself through it. And that's a powerful energy. And what you have to give is going to do the same thing for others. There will be times on your journey where you have to really hone your energy. Like this Nine of Pentacles surrounded by the Strength card and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups can be this pull energy, this seducing energy. And it can be a little bit like it can pull you in if you're not fully determined and if you're not fully consistent about protecting your energy, protecting your path, and protecting your voice. Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Knight of Cups, like, but in this context, that's kind of how it's coming through. Like this, it could like lure you into like apathy or to, you know, watering down your gifts or your voice. And it's just, you're being called so deeply. And I love that this card shows a woman who's nude and she's like in this womb, like she's in a fetal position, and there's this butterfly over her. And that's the energy you're being called into. Just like that internal shift in transformation and that dedication to your transformation, that dedication to the evolution you're going through in your own personal journey that's authentic to you. Like the moth or the butterfly, like the caterpillar, they trust in who they are. They just trust. They go into the cocoon and they allow the divine and Mother Earth to, like, in their intrinsic, like, encoded DNA to do what it's supposed to do. And that's what you're meant to do as well. So we have the Tower over here as well. So I could see this journey feeling like a crumbling, feeling like a loss, but it's just a beautiful shedding. And when you come out the other end of it, you're going to feel so... it's going to feel so miraculous. You're going to feel like a new creature. You're going to be flying and just flitting around onto flowers. Like, think about a butterfly energy as opposed to a caterpillar. It's such a different being, different element it exists in. But yeah, ultimately, I do think, what I was getting at was there's this point in your journey where you have to really surrender to that path, that authentic path. And it may feel lonely, and it may feel strange, and it may feel like things are dying or crumbling, and it may feel scary, but you know that it's exactly where you're meant to be, and you know it's the path. It's that initiation energy. And so when you stay aligned to that with intention and with self-love, you'll come out the other side in that butterfly energy free. And free to be you, feeling fully exalted and understood, because now you have proof. Now the world can see what you were cooking all along. Like maybe your loved ones can understand a little bit more what had to happen to get you to where you are meant to be and who you are meant to be. This is such a solo journey, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's go over here. I feel like I've read all these cards, and then we have this Temperance and Lord of Pentacles that were those cards that were on the top of the deck earlier. And the Lord of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles. We have another, like there's such religious symbology in these cards. Like we have 4 nuns, but then they're serving a genie. This guy's like a genie. Like he's coming out of the ground, and he has this turban on it. He looks like a genie. He's got like the genie stance. It feels like a wish, like we're wishing for something. Genies, they grant wishes. And nuns are devout. So, and Temperance is a card about like alchemy and change. But it's also a card about balance, and I'm hearing the word temptation, like avoiding temptation, like staying true to your path, staying true to who you are. And restraint, there's an energy of restraint with Temperance. And so what I'm getting is this feeling of surrendering so deeply to the divine with your truest desires. And as you move forward into the creation and alignment to those desires, they become more and more honed. So you might in the beginning think, okay, I have this desire. Like for example, let's say you want to be wealthy. And in the beginning, in your less evolved state, oh wow, like when I become wealthy, it would be so cool to be able to have like as 2 cars. Like if I want this car and that car, and like a really big house, and like that would be so cool. And it's like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But say the more you deepen into your spiritual journey and your purpose, and you're like surrendering to what is most aligned for you, those specifics of what that inherent desire is, which is to live in abundance and overflow, could start to fade away. So there's just this feeling of you're devout to what's true, most true and authentic for you. There's a natural energy and essence to what you desire and what you're creating and what you're walking towards in your life. But the actual manifestation, like the way it unfolds, is not going to be how you originally set out. It's going to unfold in miraculous ways, and it's going to unfold in a way that aligns with like the depth of how you've met yourself. So if you've surrendered if you continue to want to go on your spiritual journey, and you want to live an authentic life, and you want to live a purposeful life, and you don't want to be materialistic so much, you want to do which I don't think there's anything wrong with being materialistic. Like we're on earth, like everything's material here, and you will need material resources to live a life that is most aligned for you. Like I fully believe at this point in my journey that what would be most aligned for me, for instance, would be to have a piece of land and a home on that piece of land that feels luxurious and feels open and feels free and feels like my own, because I believe that will serve me in being able to serve others more deeply. So I know that to be true for me. So I'm not saying anything wrong about like wanting material things. I just think that frequency can be honed and honed and honed to be more aligned to your most authentic nature, to be more aligned to the health of yourself and the world around you. And it's like such a beautiful journey to go on, because you don't know exactly what would be the most authentic thing to do until you've surrendered more and more deeply to your authentic nature and had the courage to let go of what wasn't aligned with you along the way. And so, yeah, that's the journey. Like it's this, I have a wish, I have a dream, I have a desire, I want to move forward and what I'm creating, I have a vision, I want to trust myself on that path. But I also know that I won't know what it's supposed to look like until it's right in front of me. And that's okay. And so, such a deep journey of faith and honoring of the truth of your nature and honoring of what's best for yourself and for the humanity in a way, because I do feel like this journey is laced with purpose. I think you have gifts to offer the world throughout this journey, and you're just more than what you know to be true about yourself. Like you're more, you deserve more than what you think you deserve. And when it comes true, it will make more sense. But we're not settling for something that's akin to what is aligned for us. We're settling for the pure epitome of what's not settling even. We're allowing ourselves to receive the highest kind of version of what's aligned for us. And I just think there's just so many voices that tell you that certain things are out of reach and that certain things aren't possible, and it's so hard sometimes to move forward with something that we know to be true, to be possible, when the whole world questions it. It's so hard, but that's why we have to align and validate the truth within us and walk towards that. It may be true that we do live on earth and that we may never fully see the fruits of our labor, like to the extent that we can. Like that, I don't know what it is. It's like a saying, like plant trees that you'll never, enjoy the shade of, you'll never rest under. Like it's like for future generations. Like that's why you must hold so carefully to just the hope and the faith and the light of what you know to be possible for us as human beings and possible for yourself, and still accept the reality of being human and being on earth and the limitations that exist around us along the way. Like that doesn't, just because there are limitations and just because we live on earth doesn't mean we should let go of our highest dreams and ideals, that doesn't mean we should let go of what we know to be like what we're worthy of. Like it's always going to be imperfect, yes, but please just don't let go of what you know you're worthy of, because I promise you one day you won't regret that. If you're ever compromising on that, just check yourself. Just be careful, You deserve the world. Okay, so I think this is it. We're going to do one last card from the Sacred Rebels. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. I really love the messages from these cards. So I feel like this reading is going to be very long. I'm already at almost, like 50 minutes for group 1. That's crazy. Okay. Wow. Number 2, inner trust. All right. That's crazy. Perfect. Okay. Though it may be cloaked and hidden, within you lies natural magnificence, vibrancy, and true uniqueness. The harder this is for you to believe, the more growth this oracle is offering you now. Your opportunity for growth lies in letting go of the need to hide yourself from the world and to let go of any doubt about the wonder of what lies within you. This oracle brings you the message that it is time for you to trust yourself and let the real inner you out from behind the veil. You are being assured that you can trust your intuition and your own sense of things. Sometimes what you sense will be love, and you will open your heart and move easily towards the source of that love. Be it in the form of another person, a new career path, a project which you care deeply about and want to pursue, or a spiritual or creative practice that you're keen to explore. Sometimes what you sense will be more challenging than this and will ask something different of you. It might be that you sense fear and sabotage lurking within someone's intentions or in the situations around you. This oracle asks you to trust yourself, to find the most authentic and self-loving way to deal with that. Perhaps you have drawn this card because you are unnecessarily holding yourself back out of fear or a lack of belief in your ability to support and care for yourself, or in the importance of your need for self-expression in your relationships. The Oracle of Inner Trust comes to you with this guidance. You know what you are doing. You have enough wisdom and intuition to be able to place yourself more fully in the world, to take steps to unhide yourself. Even if you feel you have no clue about what is happening at a broader level in your life, even if you can't quite see the whole picture of what is taking place within or around you, you still have all the wisdom and intuitive ability you need to take one step at a time and navigate your way through absolutely anything that life brings to your door. If you have been thinking of taking a leap of faith and doing things differently, whether in your personal life or your creative work, then this oracle brings a particular message to trust your instincts and go for it. This oracle comes at a time when the patterns of your life are shifting. You can take advantage of this shift and leap into an entirely new level of consciousness and experience. This is not a time for self-doubt or playing small. It is a time to get in touch with the courage, boldness, and daredevil within, and to take that step, big or small, into the future that is beckoning you forward. You have the wings to fly. Sometimes we don't realize it until we leap over the edge of what we have known and begin to soar into a new life. Healing process. Place your hands on your heart and say aloud or think very clearly, I trust in the love of my heart. Place your hands on your stomach and say aloud or think very clearly, I trust in my instincts. Place your hands on your belly and say aloud or think very clearly, I trust in the flow of life. Say the following aloud. I trust myself. I trust in my higher self. I trust in life. When I don't know, my higher self does know. I am guided by the wise voice of my higher self within my heart. I trust myself and I allow myself to be guided in all things by the wise instinctive knowing within. I am not afraid to be seen. I unveil myself from my hiding places, and step by step I show myself with all my unique beauty to the world. I am seen and I am received with love by myself and by others. I am worthy. All right, beautiful. Group number 1, this was a beautiful reading. I am honored by your presence. Remember that for a few days only, there will be 50% off your first month of Patreon. If you get the Overflow membership, it will include the Infinite Prayer session that is correlated with this reading. In your particular Infinite Prayer session, we are just helping you deepen and align to your inner voice and trusting that path ahead. We're bringing in the energy you need to just simply recalibrate to inner trust. That's what we're doing for you. So the link will be down below for the Infinite Prayer session. The code will be down below for the 50% off. And again, Overflow includes the Infinite Prayer session. But otherwise, go ahead and listen to my outro to learn a little bit more about how I can support you. Thank you so much. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment, a sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single infinite prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been here, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the prompt that came through for this reading is trust your inner compass, recalibrate your inner compass to your truest North Star. And we are entering into the infinite prayer for this reading, and to get a better understanding of what the infinite prayer is and to learn a little bit about Patreon, I'm going to offer this short little intro, and I will see you on the other side. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful Pick a Flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, now that you know a little bit more about the infinite prayer, I want to let you know that for the infinite prayer for this reading, my intention is to give you an energetic realignment. So I want to put the intention into this transmission to clear away and cut cords to energies that blur your vision or make you question your voice. And ultimately, I want to deepen you into self-trust. So if you feel called to that, there will, of course, be a link down below to the session. This is the reading of the month as well that I am offering 50% off of your first month of membership of Patreon. So if you get the Overflow membership, it will automatically include the infinite prayer session. All of the infinite prayer sessions in general will be included in that. So it's actually more inexpensive to go ahead and just do that than to buy the infinite prayer session one off. So that will be available to you for a few days. There is a code down below. If you missed this one, don't worry. Every single month there will be a small window of opportunity to get 50% off your first month of the Patreon membership. Just go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell icon to be reminded of when my readings go up so you don't miss another opportunity. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose the dried rose, the dried white rose, and our first oracle card is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and you have wow, the energy is intense today. Group number 1 was like dragon's blood, and it was the scorpionic energy, and you have number 22 with Jirgan Sacha, probably pronouncing that wrong, but the keyword is transfiguration. It is basically the Tower card. Look at this. It looks like the Tower card in tarot. There's a snake-like being wrapped around the tower. The tower is on fire. I'm going to look into the guidebook just to get a little bit more info on this. This is wild. I love that 22 reduces to 4 because 4 is a number of security and stability, and then we have this like tower burning to the ground. So we could be aligning to your inner stability here. So yeah, it's speaking of, this is basically the Tower card. Unforeseen change, breakdown, transfiguration, poison transmuted, evil neutralized, and rising from the ashes. That's amazing. And in the guidance section of the guidebook, it says, watch your back. Jirgan Sacha represents radical change and breakdown. This card can mean that someone or something is harming your energy. If this applies to you, remember that the darkest of energies that bring crisis or unforeseen changes can be transmuted into benevolence. Even the strongest of poisons can be medicine. The first step in neutralizing is recognition. The second step is removing fear and insecurity. And the third step is reconstruction of the self. Examine your life from a third-person perspective. Draw upon universal forces to transmute the environment, people, or situations that are depleting your life force. Yeah, heavy themes of like external energies crouching in and coming in and kind of like choking out the inner voice, you know, and like I know that is probably why I felt called to give a reading like this, because I feel it and I see it in the world today. There is so much delusion and there are so many like cult-like mentalities going on, and it's like the only answer here is to truly go within and learn how to trust your own voice, because there's so much like trickery and delusion and like just so much craziness going on in the world right now. Like people are, there's so much conspiracy. There's just, I mean, not only in like a broader perspective, but I think even in our personal worlds, like everybody's kind of navigating what it feels like spiritual warfare and what feels like a war of like the mind, and like trying to gain a sense of inner security in the midst of like an old world, an old paradigm truly falling away. And so we can get swept away in those energies of the fall, or we can intentionally realign and move towards the building of the new, which is something more aligned literally for all of humanity, which is something that's more trusting, inherently trusting of our core nature, and something that's just more harmonious and more empathetic and more loving and more kind. That is the world we're walking towards. And the old paradigm dying is just ghastly and is such a pull, you know what I mean? I think it's good to be informed. I think it's good to be aware of like the atrocities, but the biggest rebellion we can have against that is to align to what's true for us and to do good for the world, like do good for humanity in the way we feel called. So what gifts do you have? What do you have to offer the world? Like something, every single person has something on their heart and soul that is a gift from the divine of their being. It is their most authentic version of what they have to offer. And that is the thing that the world craves. So I feel like we live in a world where we think success has to look a certain way. And we think that what we have to offer, we have to water down in order for it to be socially acceptable. But that's so far off. What we have to offer is exactly what the world needs. And I mean, why wouldn't that be the truth? Like if it's a literal gift on your soul and it's something that you're meant to give, there are people who need that, who are waiting to receive it. We are one. What you're giving is meant to be received. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a couple cards from the Witch's Shadow Work Oracle, a really adorable little oracle deck. So let's grab a couple cards from here. We have one that flew out. We have the Leader. Okay. All right, and we have the Raven. Okay, you are protected and you are meant to be a guiding light for others. And the reason you're meant to be a guiding light for others is because your light and your truth and your voice and what you have to offer helps others find their light, helps others know their voice, help others align to their truest nature. You are not someone who's trying to lead from a place of control. You are someone who's naturally leading from a place of self-trust and being an example of what that looks like. So let's pull a couple more cards from the Work Your Light Oracle. All right, we have the Initiation. Rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred, and take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. This feels like the energy here, and take it as it resonates, but the energy is of someone who's like paving a path and leading the way when it comes to just creating something beautiful in this world and proving that you can be successful, being authentic and offering something truly beautiful and offering something truly divine to the world. And you can still be like successful. You can still pave a path. Like you're paving a path for so many others to follow by what you're doing. That's the feeling. You are a light in the darkness. You really are. And there's so much confidence coming in. Like there's so much light. Like this card in particular, the Leader, with her holding her ball of light and moving forward with it. It's almost like you're just trusting in who you are, and you're just taking steps based off of that inner compass and that inner light. And people follow you not because your light is their truth, but because your light ignites their truth. So that's why they're following you. So the Initiation, rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. That's like this card, the Leader, she's following her own light. She has her eyes closed. She's just intuitively following the light, holding it up for others to see, and heading somewhere amazing. And it just feels like an initiation can be dark and can be scary, but I don't know. Are you at like a last stretch of something? Because it feels like there's this one last kind of push into the light and into proving to others that following your light is the right thing to do and is something that brings success in the world, something that brings abundance in the world, something that helps to create a better world. There's something there. But then we also, on the other end of the thing, the spectrum here says, take a break, a life's work, not a season. You're just someone who's going to prove to the world that you can do good in this world and you can help be a part of the change, and still live a beautiful, fulfilling life. Still live a present life. Still live a life that is authentic and is fulfilled is the word, but what's the word? It's like real and grounded and connected and present. And, you're alive. You're truly alive. And because you know how to be alive with the darker aspects of being human, you fully can be alive with the lighter aspects too. So absolutely beautiful. I'm going to keep pulling cards. We're going to go dive into the Mystical Dream Tarot now. 1212 as I looked up at the camera timer. It's almost like there's such joy and confidence as this tower burns here. And, ooh, you know what? I kind of want to look at the astrological influences on this card. We have Mars and Pluto. Yeah, like chaos, war, like it's like you're able to see the craziness in the world and recognize that it's like the last gasp of breath of a dying paradigm. And so you are able to be aligned to the new world, like to the new earth, like to the new, more loving way of being that we're creating as humans, that so many don't even realize we're creating because they're so transfixed on the old. And like, you're able to see it for what it is. And so that's why you're able to find peace, you know, and you recognize that finding peace is just, and living in peace is just as important as being present with the darker aspects of humanity, and fighting for the truth in those spaces, and fighting for healing and justice in those spaces. You know, you recognize that it's all equally important. So let's get into the tarot and see what else comes through here. We got it. So we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. The Lady of Swords as your central card, which is the Queen of Swords, someone who has really healthy boundaries, really powerful discernment. Five of Wands. Eight of Cups. And Two of Cups. Okay, so your leadership and the way you live your, and take this as it resonates. This could, if you're not wanting like a big loud life where your leadership is seen by many, and this is about you and the example you hold. This is you being someone who keeps their bearings in a world that can be chaotic and can throw so many off. This is you being someone who's aligned to your truest nature, who acts from that nature, who does good from that place, who believes that they have the power, that you have the power to make a positive difference in this world, and who takes action on that. And you recognize that in order to take action in the world to make it better, you have to stay aligned to a certain energy. You have to stay discerning. You have to not let the chaos of the world throw you off your path, because you are literally the antidote to the chaos of the world, because of your love, because of your ability to stay grounded and rooted in that love, because of your ability to stay rooted in your faith, in your life, and take action steps based on that faith. That is the example you hold. You hold the example of someone who can live in a way that you're just proving to others that peace is possible. You're proving to others that they have a gift within them that is meant to be shared, that they have the power within them to make a positive difference no matter how small, and that those little small things that, like, it's making me think of someone who doesn't have a lot of ability to make a huge difference, but they don't like for instance, they don't have a lot of money, or they don't have like a strong platform, or they're not I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, it's someone who kind of thinks they don't really have a lot of influence in the world. But because of that, because they're looking at it in too grand of a way, they're not seeing that absolutely every single human being on this planet has power to make a difference in the smallest of ways. Like, one little act of kindness and love ripples out throughout the entirety of the world. And you're someone who just proves that. You're someone who just is an example of that. Like, that you care so much that every single step you take on this earth is one in kindness and in love. And even if you never get recognition for it, you know that is your power. Anyway, so you're just someone who's helping people to understand their power. I think we need your voice too. Lady of Swords, Queen of Swords, you have a truth to offer the world that people need to hear. And you bring comfort to people because you are able to speak so clearly in the midst of, it's like you cut through the chaos with like a clarity and a truth. And it just wakes people up to their own inherent power. So if you ever feel, or if you're ever holding back on saying something or doing something, no matter how small, just know your voice really, really does change the consciousness of humanity when spoken and when heard, no matter how many people are hearing it. It's so necessary. We have a lot of heavy energy here. We have the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away from what doesn't serve, with this Tower energy. That makes sense. We have the Eight of Swords, which is feeling trapped. And then we have the Nine of Swords, which is about fears and anxieties. Five of Pentacles is about lack. I just ultimately think these are the energies that you are the antidote to on this earth. Five of Wands is battle, war, you know? And then we have Two of Cups here, which is about, this is like the one card in the Queen of Swords that are a little bit more, bring some levity in. But Two of Cups is about partnership, about union, harmony, about giving and receiving. There could be someone that you're meant to walk this path with that's going to help amplify your gifts. Take that as it resonates. But ultimately, I almost feel like I don't need to give you quote unquote advice. I just want to validate your gift more so, and your power to truly transmute. No, it's not even transmutation. It is, everything's transmutation when it comes to like healing and stuff. I mean, we literally have the word transfiguration here. The way in which you do your transmutation and your transfiguration of the world is through clear-cut communication and truth being expressed through you. And your light, sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's what keeps coming through. Your light opening the eyes of those around you and awakening them to their gifts and their power. I just feel like these are all people. Like these energies are all different people. And when you awaken, like say you just through your life, you awakened 5 people to their power, and they went out and awakened 5 more each. It's like that. It's you spread so much truth and you help so many to find their inner voice and their inner power. And it's just a priceless gift that you have. And it's just by you having the courage to be yourself, you having the courage to express your truth. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. And like on behalf of humanity, we're so grateful that you do have the courage to be honest and truthful and expressive of who you are and to follow your highest calling, because by doing that, so many others are doing the same. And you're just unapologetic. That's the feeling. Like you're unapologetic about the way you're going about following your calling and the way you're moving in the world. You're not following the old laws. You're creating new ones, or you're aligning to more aligned ones that are more loving and kind and humble, and that are more aligned to true human like connection and to our truest nature of love and harmony and alignment and joy. So I wonder, like I honestly wonder what you've had to go through with this initiation card, rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. I really think you've had to go through a lot to get to where you are now. You've had to go through a lot of trial, a lot of testing, a lot of inner questioning, maybe even persecution of your own soul and your own path, your own goodness, your own light. And you come out the other side brighter than ever. And you're one of those people who are helping to usher in a beautiful new future for humanity. And we couldn't, again, I'm like speaking on behalf of humanity here, we couldn't be more grateful for you. I promise you, you're not, like everything you've done to get to where you are now and to where you're going, like it's not gone unnoticed. And it's like we recognize that you're opening so many more doors in the world because of the shit you were willing to walk through to open your door, to open the door you knew was possible for you. You're just, so many other doors are just being blasted wide open for others. So thank you for being you, doing you, following your light, walking through what you had to walk through to get there, because you are a light to the world. You are a light to the world. Okay, so I'm going to pull one last card from the Sacred Rebels guidebook, and I'm going to read from, the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, and I'm going to read from the guidebook for this. All right, it kind of flew out. Beautiful. Number 17, which is a number of the star card, my favorite card in tarot, which is this following your dreams, following the star. I mean, that's what this reading is about, like following your North Star. Like, you're already doing it. Aligning your compass to your North Star. So let's read it. It says, what is already with you? You hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you've been rummaging around the house for are sitting on top of your head. What you are seeking, perhaps by exploring far and wide, is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. It is so much more wonderful to imagine there is something yet to find. Of course, there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be. Yet in this instance, it is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. The particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to let loose. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that, all else will flow. And there is a sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified if you have also drawn the oracle of every journey starts with a single step, or the oracle of what do you feel. If this is the case, really pay attention to what is being asked of you for your own benefit. This oracle also comes with special guidance for you. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead, although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent. All that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. So, healing process. Hug yourself by wrapping your arms around your body. Can you summon love for yourself? Feel what comes up for you with this. Do you think this is silly and resist it? Can you soften and melt into it? Feel love for yourself. You are as deserving of love as anyone. Can you accept this love from yourself now? Feel your heart beat in your chest and the flow, your breath. You are alive. You are connected to life and you can trust in yourself, your own mind, your own body, your own breath. Just be with yourself and know that all is going to be okay. Reassure yourself that letting go of the past is as natural as the passing of the seasons of life. When you are ready, stand up, open your arms wide, and hold them above your head for a moment. Imagine your heart and hands are open and shining out the beautiful light that is within you. Imagine the universe receiving it and saying yes to you. If you're feeling cheeky and ready, send a big yes back to the universe and laugh. That is all. That is enough. You are enough. So be it. So, okay, that makes sense because this whole energy feels like this charging forward and shining this light and guiding others and being this leader. And then you also have over here, take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. And that card in particular was talking about kind of like honing in and just loving yourself where you're at and knowing the next step doesn't have to be huge. It can be small and nourishing. And that was something that you're an example of. We talked about that. Like, you're an example of showing others that every small nourishing step matters so much and is so important on your journey. And so it's like taking your own advice in a way, just slowing down and nourishing yourself and knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. I kind of do feel like you know where you're headed and you know what awaits you and you just are following that light. But yeah, sometimes I think it's okay to like set the little ball of light down next to you and like play on the ground and pick some flowers and like smell the flowers and just, you know, be a kid for a minute. So that's just a little reminder there. But ultimately, it's such a beautiful, like the whole reading has been such a beautiful confirmation of how far you've come and who you are in essence and what an inspiration you are. So just such gratitude pouring forth from the people around you, from humanity. And thank you for being you and doing what you do and being as authentic as you are, because you're an inspiration and you're a light to all. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the infinite prayer now. So I mentioned my intentions for the infinite prayer to help realign you to this inner compass. And for you, I just want to bring in this loving, sweet energy and this recognition. I just want you to feel recognized and honored for all that you've done, all that you've given, all of who you are. Like, we're so grateful. I don't know who this we is, but I'm with him right now. I've been with him throughout this whole reading, and we're so grateful. So I'm definitely going to bring that into the infinite prayer session, this honoring energy. But again, ultimately, it's just a inner alignment and transmission to your truest soul voice and nature, which includes rest. So, alrighty, thank you so much for being here. I'm honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single infinite prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been here, I'm Krista. I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So the prompt that came through for this reading is trust your inner compass. Recalibrate your inner compass to your truest North Star. So we are doing an infinite prayer session for this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you this short and sweet little intro about the infinite prayer and Patreon so you know more about that, and I will see you on the other side. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful Pick a Flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, beautiful. Now that you know more about the Infinite Prayer and Patreon, I want to mention that in this Infinite Prayer session, it's going to be correlated with this reading. My intentions are to give you an energetic realignment. So I want to help you clear or cut away cords to energies that blur your vision or make you question your voice, and ultimately deepen you into just a deeper sense of self-trust. So if you feel called to that, there will be a link down below to the Infinite Prayer. And this is the reading of the month that I'm offering a short window to get 50% off your first month of a Patreon membership. So if you sign up for the Overflow membership, you will automatically gain access to the Infinite Prayer session for this reading. And if you get the 50% off the Overflow membership, it's actually a little bit more inexpensive to go ahead and do that than to purchase the Infinite Prayer one-off. So if you feel called to that, the link and the code and everything will be listed down below. But let's go ahead and just get into your reading. So you chose group number 3 with the pink Gerbera daisy. So these are all dried flowers that I'm using today. And we're going to put her right up there as a presence for us during the reading. And let's go ahead and see what your first oracle card is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. So we have Babensana, number 8, with Trust. Beautiful. A little bit, I feel like the energy is calming down. Groups number 1 and 2 were these like plutonic, scorpionic, Mars, crazy, intense energies that the truth and the messages were being born of. But this one is beautiful. It looks like Neptune and the moon are the leaders, the astrological rulers of this card. And let me check the guidebook just to get a little bit more info about this. Number 8 is a number of abundance and overflow. So this card is about self-love, heart retrieval, ultimate state of receivership, gratitude, receptivity, and compassion. And the reversed is separation, grief, broken heart, lack of self-worth, and unable to receive love. So the guidance, I like to just read the guidance section, and it says Babensana's bright and pink. Ooh, bright and pink flowers. You chose the pink flower. That's cool. Bathe the energy body with the softness of light, awakening the inner pathways to unconditional self-love. Babensana reminds us that love is the highest state of receivership, reminding us not to forget the necessary power of self-love. Babensana assists us in rediscovering forgotten places within ourselves, retrieving fragments of our heart seeking healing. Ask yourself, where in my heart's memory can I bring wholeness to? Babensana medicine is like that of whales and hummingbirds, the joyous record keepers of the sacred that assist us in accessing the reservoirs of the cosmic heart. Sirenita is reminding you to pay close attention to the messages encoded in dreams, synchronicities, and symbols that surround you right now. Through those doorways, you can further explore the great mystery of your heart's desire. I'm sure Sirenita was mentioned earlier in this. Yeah, it says native to the Amazon basin, many people call the herb Sirenita or mermaid. Aw. So yeah, and it talks about this is healing wounds of the heart, past relationships, grief, loss, sadness, abuse, and melancholy. Heal wounds from childhood for soul retrieval. This group might be interested in my other YouTube channel. It's called Soul Hearken, and soon I'm going to be offering an inner child synthesis over there. It's something that's been on my heart to offer for like years, and I'm finally getting around to it. But it's a 3-part series of meditations that help you to realign to your inner child and integrate experiences from your childhood. But also remember the truest essence of this part of you. So if you feel interested in that, there is a link down below to Soul Hearken. It's just SOULHEARKEN. And I'm going to be doing a lot more over there. I kind of took a break from posting over there, but lately I feel super inspired to get back into creating meditations for that space. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards. So far the energy here is like the thing that's going to realign you to your inner compass the most is self-love. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I'm just seeing someone lying down like in a comfortable place on their bed, or you know, on the floor, on a just in a really comfy space and in sacred ceremony, and allowing love to pour into their being from the divine, from nature, and welcoming that into all the darkest corners of who they are, and letting it in. And I think that receptivity to love in all parts of you is going to be the key element that helps you feel aligned to your truest nature. So let's get a couple cards from the Witch's Shadow Work Oracle. We have the Lightning Bolt and the Parent. I do think there's something here about your inner child needing love and needing attention and needing validation. Your inner child has dreams on their heart that perhaps that you have maybe kept sacred but not acted upon, or maybe held safe for now, kind of thing. Like, oh, for now. It's kind of like you're the parent to your inner child, and your inner child's like, hey, are we gonna get to go do this? And you know, like, yes, I do want to do this for my inner child. Like, I do want to go you know, plan this trip or take this day to the beach. Like, it's, I mean, like, it can be anything. But the energy in essence is that, and you putting it off, and then your inner child like, are we going to go do that this weekend? Or are we going to go do this? And you keep being not yet, not yet, not yet. It just keeps, it kind of feels like that energy of not yet. And you're being called into the yes and the now. There could have been really solid reasoning behind putting something off, but oh wow, there's a legitimate, oh no, that's a clock. I thought it was a compass. I think there may be some ways of being and some actions that you're meant to take that you've been putting off to a later date until you become a certain way of, like, until you align to a certain energy, until you've succeeded in a certain way, or until you've achieved something, or I don't know. It's almost like you have every intention to follow through with something, but you just keep, I'll do this when, it'll happen when. And life is now. So there's something there. And this, your inner child is the energy that you've been neglecting in this scenario. And this could manifest itself in a few different ways in your world. And there's something here about receiving love. You could be putting off allowing yourself to receive love until maybe you feel worthy, until maybe you've like achieved something so you feel worthy, or until you've healed something within yourself so you may feel worthy of it. But there's a message here that you're worthy now, and that just now is the time. Now is the time. This lightning bolt energy is so interesting. There's a woman on top of, like, she's above the earth, and then there's another woman under the ground in like a hole in the ground. I mean, it looks beautiful. It sounds insane if you're not looking at the picture. This is actually a really beautiful picture. It kind of just feels like there's a part of you that's waiting and dormant. And then there's this part of you up here and she's even tethered to the tree. Like, this pause energy is so apparent, but there's something awakening within you now that's going to awaken this dormant part of you. Just a recognition that now is all you have. That's the feeling. So maybe that's something here as well. Sorry, I feel like I'm so rambly, and I'm so sorry about that. But I'm trying to align to the message. But there's, now is all there is. Now is all I have. And I am worthy of love now. That's the energy that wants to come into your world to help you realign that inner compass and realign to that true north. You are worthy of love now. So whatever it is you've been putting off, it's just so unnecessary. Good things can enter into your world now. Love and validation and comfort and acceptance and peace and connection can enter into your world now. you can feel fulfilled now. Okay, let's keep pulling cards to get a little bit more clarity. I'm going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle. I love the whales and hummingbirds on this card. And then there's also this gateway here. And then it looks like there are elderly faces as well, like ancestors. Hummingbirds do remind me of my grandmother who passed away when I was in high school. Feels like ancestral energy is present. Just the rulers of that Trust card being Neptune and the moon, the water element is so strong. And I think that's why I don't feel this strong current of energy. I feel this floaty, like loving, kind, beautiful, sentient experience and energy coming through that you're meant to embody. And then we even have this woman sitting next to a pool of water here in this answer the call. What is your soul calling to do? And then we have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. There's so much past energy coming in here. There are so many patterns I believe you are breaking in your life right now when it comes to the way you're meant to love, the way you're meant to show up for your loved ones, the way you're meant to open up to receive more love in the world, the way you're meant to let in more love, the way you're meant to deem yourself worthy right here, right now of love. This is your inner compass. You're ready to love. You're ready to be loved. And you're ready to be present with those around you. You're ready, especially the children in your life. I keep wanting to say that and I haven't said it yet, but the children in your life, if you have any, they really need and want your presence. There's something really beautiful that's happening in your heart space. You're transforming in a profound way. You're becoming so much more receptive of the good things, of the things that are meant. And there's such like a deep recognition of the transience of time, but it's bringing you into the present moment. It's bringing you into the preciousness of your life. Like, it's bittersweet to recognize that life is passing us by. Like, moments are fleeting, you know, like this life is short. It's bittersweet to recognize that. But once you recognize it, you get to take it all in. Truly, truly take it all in. The good, the bad, all of it. And just be present with it. And it's just so much sweeter that way. I'm going to go ahead and start digging into the tarot. I think if it's feels a little bit vulnerable to let in more love or to show more love to those around you or from those around you, the key to helping you to open that door is going to be self-love. And I keep seeing someone meditating with their hands on their heart and just letting so much love pour into their being. Like, if you could listen to a self-love meditation or self-love affirmations or create your own or say your own as you lie there. But I just keep seeing someone doing that and letting that love in. And then the more you let it in, the more you feel just realigned, and the more you're able to align to the like authentic signature of your love, and the more you feel comfortable and unashamed to express it in the world and to let it in from those around you that are always giving it to you. There may be places and people that are giving like spaces that love you so much and that try to love you and you have walls up and you don't even realize it, and it just feels like that self-love is the key to letting it in from more external places. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, Judgment, Three of Cups, Six of Swords, and Lord of Cups, which is the King of Cups. And then this card wants to come out too. It's a bonus. Two of Swords. Okay, so with the Two of Swords being there, the first thing I thought of was someone being hyper vigilant about the type of love they're letting in or letting more love in, like hyper vigilant about receiving from the world around them, being extra protective of their heart, extra protective of their energy and their being. And the Judgment card here, and then here too we have, so there are two people, a masculine figure and a feminine figure in the Judgment card, with, wow, very similar energies. There's a woman up here on this kind of tower holding her arms up in front of these two figures here. And then over here we have it looks like a married woman and man, like someone, like a couple at their, like, that they're getting married that day. They look like they're in wedding attire and they're at like a barrier. It's so interesting because Three of Wands is about expansion and moving forward. And this Three of Wands shows a barrier and shows a being, a cloaked being blocking their path. There's also a scarab here, if that's symbolic to anybody. But then again, in the Judgment card, we have the two people. We have a similar cloaked being lower in the tunnel, kind of blocking their path. So very interesting. And in the two beings, the masculine and the feminine, this could be representative of inner unity. It could be representative of the love that you receive and that you give in the world. It can be representative of an actual relationship, like a soul mate relationship, a partnership. It can be that kind of energy. And it just feels like there's something that's wanting to be united within you. Like this love's wanting to be received. This union's wanting to happen. And there's this barrier, but the barrier, it feels like an illusion. The barrier feels unreal. It feels like a self-made, like, thing. It doesn't feel, it feels like you put it there. And it took a life of its own. And the life it took on, you then allowed to be something that was separate from you when really it all came from you in the first place. So this is all within your power. There's nothing blocking you from love. There's only a self-made barrier that's blocking you from love that only you can tear down. Only you, because it's literally made of the fabric of your own being. So this is going to be a process of you breaking down that barrier and feeling safe to do that. So what does that look like? That is the question here. Where are we aligning? And Four of Pentacles does feel like clinging to something that's outdated. Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that's not serving you, letting it go. And then this Eight of Cups it's watery. It's got a fish with a woman in the belly of the fish, and it just looks a little chaotic. I think there's a part of you that knows how to receive love in the way you're meant to receive it, that you've lost track of. Does that make sense? Like you've let go of. It does feel like with the Eight of Cups, there's something you're meant to walk away from in terms of living with this barrier you've put up. But there's also there are parts of yourself that you walked away from and that you left behind that you're meant to go back and retrieve. That is the feeling. And with all this inner child energy here, you could really benefit from some sort of, I really highly recommend subscribing to my other YouTube channel. And this sounds so like salesy right now, but hitting the bell so that you're reminded when I post, because I am going to post that inner child synthesis, and it could be really beneficial to you. It's just a reintegration of past experiences from childhood. And I feel like that's what you're being called to do. Like you're being called to, or you could do hypnosis. You could do anything that's like a soul retrieval type thing. Or you could even do it on your own. You could lie down and set the intention of this part of me that's comfortable with receiving love. I really want to reclaim that. Where is she? Where did she go? Let's go on this journey. You could do a past life, what do they call those? A past life regression, a regression. You could do a regression, and if you go into it with the intention to retrieve that part of yourself that more effortlessly receives love and lets it in, that could be something that works as well. So this is kind of cool though, because it's kind of beautiful that this next phase of your journey is about letting more love in. Because what's more important and what's more beautiful in life than love? 2222, as I look up at the camera timer, cool. 2222 reduces to 8. You have 8 with trust here. Trust, yes. Okay, so it feels like you deepening into your inner compass, you deepening into self-trust, and then from that place, going and finding the part of you that lets love in. From there, you can't go wrong, because you'll have such deep access to your truest nature that you could never let the wrong love in. You could never let anything that is going to truly, truly deplete you or harm you, you won't let it get that far, because your discernment is so strong. 2 of Swords up here, that's about discernment. And if you were like, this card is, there's this airplane flying overhead, and there's like a swamp creature coming out from the water, and it just feels like if you hesitate, you could get pulled under by fear and pulled under by control, like feeling like you need control. But if you just fly forward confidently from that place of alignment to your inner compass and your intuition and your inner knowing of the strength that you are and the protection that you are, you just won't really miss where you're meant to be. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like sometimes I get into the symbolism of the pictures a little too much, and it kind of like takes me off track of the actual message, but I hope that made sense. So 3 of Cups we have here. 3 of Cups is typically a card about celebration, about union with others, with multiple, like it's just like party energy. It's like I'm enjoying my time with other people. I feel embraced here. I feel loved here. And 6 of Swords is a card of movement into calmer waters, which I think you definitely need. I think you need a sense of calm, a sense of stillness, a sense of protected depth to move forward. And then of course we have the King of Cups here, which is a masculine figure who's in tune with his emotions, who's safe. Like, I mean, I guess the energy I'm getting here is there's almost like a baffling energy. Like it's like a part of you thinks you're not ready to open your heart in some way, to let more love in some way. And like the divine is baffled because you're so rooted and you're so safe and you're so protected that if you were to open your heart and let love in, it would only be the right kind of love. It really would. You're safe. You're safe to open your heart. You're safe to unveil the vulnerable part of you that is receptive in that way. In fact, I feel like the divine, like with this 3 of Cups here, I'll show you the card. So these cards are weird. They don't make sense to the traditional meanings, but I like it because you kind of can like layer the meanings. But this 3 of Cups card in particular, there's this like pot here with a campfire. The pot on top of it's like a potion, we'll say. And the potion's being created, and then the energy coming off of the potion is in the shape of a lion. And we've got a full moon and then a crescent moon. And then this beautiful castle. Oh my God, there's a castle in one of these other cards too. In that card, that 2 of Swords, it's like there's something waiting for you. I truly think for those of you who are not in a partnership yet, I think there's a partnership waiting for you. There's love waiting for you. There's harmony. There's like a new kind of, and it's giving me 10 of Cups vibe, like emotional fulfillment that's just waiting for you on the horizon. And so this feels like the divine is concocting something up for you, and all you have to do is open your heart again. And open your heart in that space of self-love. Open your heart in that space of surrender to the divine and trust that you're being guided into the right kind of love. And yeah, there's just something there. There's something there. And I'm curious though, like what we kind of talked about there being a barrier up of your own making. And I'm curious how it almost feels like because I was talking about how it's not really real. And I think it might be an illusion in a sense. Like something you've built that, how do I put this? I feel like I am not describing this reading very well. So I'm really sorry if it's coming off as a little confusing, but it's so much water element here. And so think about it. Like if you think, oh, I really need to tear my walls down. Like I'm staring at these walls, like they're so thick, they're so high. Like how am I ever going to be able to tear these down and trust again and open my heart and let love in? Like how am I ever going to get there? And it's like, that's not the right energy. You're kind of putting your energy into something that's not even real in that case. The walls are an illusion. What you're meant to do is put your energy into your heart space and into self-love and into the practice of just simply opening up and letting love in. And those, like the truth that will dawn on you the more you continue to practice letting love in, even when it starts with simply self-love and love from the divine, the truth that will continue to dawn on you will slowly and surely start integrating into your being to where you're truly just, it's like your entire course is shifted and you're realigned to a path that's just more receptive. And so you'll gradually let more and more love in. And those barriers that were never even really real will just kind of dissipate. It's like, it never was real to begin with. It was like a false sense of security that you held on to when you needed it, that it's just no longer needed and you're moving away from it. So again, yeah, you don't have to focus on the barrier. You don't have to think, how am I going to tear these barriers down? How am I going to obliterate the, how, like, do I need to sage? Like what, like, you know what I mean? Like it's more, how am I going to let more love in? And how can I do that? Baby steps, you know, and let it, and just so much insight. Your judgment card is in the center of your reading, and it's a card of awakening. It's a card of a new dawning and just a rebirth, like a rebirth or a like a resurrection of the truest part of you that knows how to love inherently. So that's where you're headed. So just, yeah, start baby steps, opening your heart. Don't focus on the wall, focus on the love. That's your message. So let's pull one last card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And then we'll get into the infinite prayer. You don't have to be discerning anymore. You really don't. You don't have to protect yourself. You don't. Oh, it's so interesting. Like it's a smoother ride if you just open your heart, and it's going to be more comfortable than you imagine it to be. To be vulnerable. Like the word vulnerable feels scary, but like maybe there's a better word for it that in this context. It feels like sensitive, vulnerable. It feels aware. It feels perked up. Like you're just perked up to potential safe love. And there's nothing scary about that. You're going to be surprised by how comfortable you feel navigating new love and letting it in. So, okay. So you're a card, seriously, the water element is so strong. We have this woman like swimming nakedly in very beautiful clear water here. And we have number 4 with against the grain. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. And 4 is a number of security and trust. So that's beautiful for you. Okay, against the grain. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional, not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy through art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It is just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with a particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you are not. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it can only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truths to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. Healing process. Close your eyes and relax. Take 7 deep breaths in and out as you bring your awareness into your body and the space that exists within your body. When you are relaxed, imagine, sense, or perceive a winding river of golden light that starts below your feet. Sense it gathering there as a pool of liquid golden energy. It has an intelligence of its own, and it winds its way into beautiful patterns before you, flowing with grace and playfulness. This river of light symbolizes your life journey. Just notice it and enjoy it. See that your life journey is unique. You may focus on your own river of life or expand your awareness to sense the rivers of light that represent the journeys of those around you. You may see, sense, or feel their paths are unique to them also. No one has the exact journey to take, even though we are all heading towards the one destination of absolute love. Say the following aloud. I honor myself. I honor the truth that I express through my very being. I accept the protection that I am offered so that I may go against the grain from a place of love and as an invitation for others to be open to life. So be it. When you are ready, simply open your eyes and sit quietly with your hand on your heart for a moment. You have completed your healing process. All right, so this kind of brings a lot of clarity in for the message that you received. I wonder if you're so unique inherently and you go against the grain of what traditional society exists as. And I kind of wonder if you've closed off some of yourself to the world around you out of just trying to, I don't know, out of like wanting to kind of fit in or just wanting to not bring attention to your differences. But inherently, your energy is impactful in such a beautiful way because it's starkingly, is that a word? It's contrasting to what is. And so I wonder if that's one of the reasons you've shut down. So there's a message here with that energy of self-love that was coming in. It was a feeling of loving all elements of yourself and recognizing that you're an interesting person because of your differences. And people want to get to know you, even if they are very different from you. There are people who find you interesting in all that you are. And so there might be parts of you that you've just, like, you know are good and you love, but you've closed off to the world around you out of fear of judgment, or just out of a desire to not really rock the boat, whatever the case may be. But yeah, there could be something there. So again, I think when you're doing self-love meditations or taking time to honor all parts of you, just recognizing that you are acceptable in your weirdness and in your differences, and the world really needs to see all of you. And that's it, really. And you're strong enough, if there is any negative backlash, which there will be very little, you are strong enough to recognize, like, what the hell, like, like, that has nothing to do with me, and it will only make you stronger, So I don't know, there's something there about loving all of you. And the more you do that, and the more you shine your light unapologetically in the world, the more you'll attract love. So yeah, there's something really beautiful about that. Okay. So, and I love that. And this woman being naked in the water, it does feel like just you offering all of who you are and just being proud of it and unapologetic about who you are. You're freeing yourself. You really are. Love is all around you too. So much love wants to pour into you from the people around you, from the world. Yeah, let it in. And again, there was a lot of partnership energy kind of woven through this. So if you're open to that, let that in as well. Let that potential be a reality. Because you could literally meet someone tomorrow that changes everything. So be open. Be open. All right. So if you're interested in the infinite prayer, I'm so glad you're here, because this energy feels so loving and so kind. And what I would love to bring into that space is the energy of self-acceptance, true, full self-love and self-acceptance. And if there is, or if there are any parts of you that you've left behind that are ready to be retrieved, I want to put that intention out there. If that's meant to be done within that session, I want to offer that as well. So if you feel called to the infinite prayer, the link will be down below. Just a reminder, again, there's a code down below to get 50% off your first month of Patreon for the next few days. And if you miss it, don't worry, another opportunity will come to do that. So thank you so much for being here. I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Bye. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single infinite prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. If you haven't been here, I'm Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. And for today's reading, the prompt that came through is trust your inner compass. Recalibrate your inner compass to your truest North Star. The messages have been absolutely beautiful so far, and I'm excited to get into this. But first, I want to mention that we are entering into the infinite prayer after this, and I want to have you listen to a quick little message about the infinite prayer and Patreon, and I will see you in your reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd like to invite you into the sacred portal to healing, alignment, and expansion that is the Little Flower Patreon. A key element that makes the Little Flower Patreon special is the infinite prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a powerful transmission each month with the intention to bring you into deeper resonance with your truest soul essence and most fulfilling path. Entering into the infinite prayer means remembering you've always held the key to the healing waters of your own soul. This is your safe and protected conduit to the divine. I simply hold the mirror. Tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to dip your cup in. Return as often as you feel called to. Enter the Wellspring membership and receive access to an ever-growing sanctuary of soulful pick-a-flower readings and infinite prayer sessions. Each month, I tap in and channel a theme or prompt for 2 new in-depth readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the infinite prayer. Join the Overflow membership and receive everything in Wellspring, plus access to every new extended infinite prayer session drawn from YouTube readings like this one from October 2025 on. If the Little Flower Patreon is calling to you, click the link in the description box below. If at any point during this reading you feel inspired to, feel free to like, subscribe, drop a flower emoji, and leave a comment. I'd love to know how things are resonating, or if you have any questions or suggestions for me. Now, back to your reading. All right, awesome. So for the infinite prayer session for this reading, my intention is to basically give you an energetic realignment to your internal compass. So I want to help you clear away and cut cords to the energies that blur your vision or make you question your voice. And I want to help you deepen into self-trust. So ultimately, the infinite prayer for this session is an inner compass recalibration. And that's my intention, of course, for the reading as well. So the link for the infinite prayer session will be provided down below. And if you feel called to Patreon, for a few days only after I post this reading, there will be an opportunity to get 50% off your first month of Patreon. And if you do the Overflow membership, you will automatically receive the infinite prayer session for this reading. So the link will be down below for Patreon. There will be a code down below for Patreon. And if you're showing up later, don't worry. Every month there is a window of opportunity to get 50% off your first month of Patreon. So hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell to be reminded when my readings are posted, so you don't miss an opportunity again. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So you chose the lavender sprig. Lavender is one of my favorite flowers, or at least one of my favorite essential oils. Love the smell of lavender. It smells like home. So we're just going to put your lavender. These are all dried flowers today. I don't know if you see this beautiful array. I've been saving them up because in the winter I don't get to go out and get fresh flowers, and flowers are expensive. So why not save the beautiful dried ones? But yeah, so I'm going to put your lavender right up here. Again, I feel like the lavender is speaking to me. A lot of times, well, so far these dried flowers haven't really been saying much. Not a lot of life left of them in them, you know, but this lavender really feels like there's a message here that you are coming home. You are coming home not only to yourself, but in the world. Coming home to a place where you feel like you finally fit, where you feel like everything is exactly as it's meant to be, internally and externally. And there's so much comfort and love just pouring in right now. So that's really beautiful. And our first oracle card is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. And your card is number 13 with Motherwort. And there's a powerful divine feminine energy here. It's also giving strength card. energy. There's a lion with a woman here. This is focusing us in on the heart space. And strength, it literally, that's so funny, I didn't put together the word strength is on here, so it is giving strength card tarot energy. That's so funny. But yeah, and there's like a uterus here, and just water elements really strong. This is so interesting because there's been such a beautiful trajectory throughout all 4 readings. It all started out this fiery, transfigurative, like tower card, transformation energy, and then it kind of slowly led into this heart space, love, home vibe. And so that's really beautiful. That could be a collective transformation that's happening for people to truly just let what doesn't serve them fall and crumble and allow love to take its place. So that's really beautiful. I'm going to look in the guidebook just for a second, just to get a little bit of info about this card, see if there are any nuggets that pop out to me. Okay, so upright, it means strength, essence of creation, connecting to the creatrix within, fertility, birth, creativity, and inner trust. And reversed, it's weakness, feeling depleted, unopened heart, disappointment, disconnection from creation, and lack of creativity. And the astrological ruler is Venus. Absolutely beautiful. And then the guidance for this, it says, like the radiance of a lion's heart, Motherwort's energy builds inner trust and confidence. The lion-hearted motherwort is representative of the beauty we possess when we own the power of our gifts and creativity. The goddess sits centered as the lion leans on her in a state of peaceful delight, symbolizing the unwavering faith we must keep as we transcend old fears. Venus, her planetary ruler, is like a midwife to our happiness, channeling how we accept and transmit our heart's desires. Find new ways to facilitate creativity that honor and reveal your passions and strength. Devote yourself to the fertility of your gifts and courageously accept your divine destiny. This is like such a bringer of love and creativity and your destiny. And this is the energy of divine desires coming true. And that is the energy you're stepping into in your life. And the beautiful thing about this is this is something that you've birthed yourself, that the divine has midwifed within your life. This is something and think about the idea of the birth of a child. That comes from a pleasureful act of making love and the creation of something so precious and divine, and it naturally, like your body and all of you, the environment, everything naturally provides exactly what it needs for this beautiful, perfect, innocent piece of pure love to be I don't know what the word is, just for some reason the word fermented is coming through, but obviously a baby in the womb, the ferment is maybe not the right word, but you're just facilitating the birth of something pure and beautiful in this world. And but the energy that's coming through here is that moment of creation, that moment of birth, that moment. I mean, I don't know. Actually, the whole process is coming through, like the moment of creation, the moment of the gestation. That's the word I was looking for, the gestation. And then that moment of that pure light of the birth. So yeah, you're at that moment in your life where something that you've been consciously cultivating is coming to fruition. And I'm excited for you. Let's pull some more cards to get some more energies here. So I'm going to pull from the Witch's Shadow Work Oracle. It's a sweet little deck. And I love the little messages in the guidebook. It's just sweet little unique oracle deck that I highly recommend. Oh my God, messy. Well, birth is messy. I was just seeing like a lamb being born, or like a horse being born, and then like the little foal or whatever, the little baby knowing how to walk like soon after it's born. Like it just inherently knows what to do. So that's interesting. Okay, so we have the crone. This is a crone energy too, your main card. This woman here with the uterus she looks like an elder. And then we have the sibling. That's cute. So the crone, the message is, how do you feel about aging? And it's talking about how the crone is the wise woman archetype. And the third aspect of the triple goddess with the maiden and the mother. And we literally have motherwort here. This is interesting. Oh, this kind of makes me think of like the sibling being the maiden. And then we have motherwort with the mother and then the crone. That's beautiful. Like the cycles of life. And then with the sibling card, it says, why do you compare yourself to me? And it's talking about sibling rivalry. It says, I am equal with my sibling and love them without judgment. So the energy that's coming forth right now is everyone grows and evolves at the same, or at different rates in their own unique way. And the births of your creations in your life are going to unfold uniquely to you in your life path. And there's this feeling of, I wonder if you've been questioning your rate of growth and comparing yourself to other people. And that habit could be something that is taking away and stealing joy from you in your life. The flip side of it, and where you're meant to go, is this deep honoring of human nature and the life cycle. Like just as we were kind of, like as I was talking about birth and gestation and that moment of conception, creation, and the cycle of that. That's how it is when we enter into this world as human. It's so interesting that we compare ourselves to other human beings when they were just simply born at a later or earlier time. It's interesting that we look at a timeline as this linear thing, like you're supposed to be here at this age, you need to make sure that this is done at this age. When if we were to all just drop all of that and go at our own paces and our own rate and not have so much pressure to live up to something within a certain time span, the world would be so much more beautiful and so much more diverse, accepting and loving and balanced and harmonized. Because I'm seeing someone who, like, there's a lot of energy of mother and child here, and I could see that fitting into this kind of narrative that I'm talking about, like these expectations of when things are supposed to happen. Like, what if there's someone who wants to have a child or thinks they should have a child at a certain period or before a certain period because society tells them they should, or maybe literally your biological clock would say that. But what if that wasn't, like, what if a part of you kind of knew you weren't supposed to have a child until like a later age or something, and you tried to force it into existence before it was ready, and it just caused disruption as opposed to just letting things play out the way it's meant to. Like, it's this feeling of, and obviously that's just an example, I'm talking like the energy behind it is this feeling of when you know something's meant to happen in your life, if you can truly just trust the timing and trust the divine and trust your divine destiny to bring that to you in the time that is right, and to recognize that there's no better time of life to do something than another time of life, and to truly just embrace where you're at and just like embrace where you're at in the evolution of your human form and your soul. Because we all are going through it, right? We all have to be the baby. I mean, if we're lucky, we all get to be the baby, the child, the teen, the young adult, the middle-aged and beyond, the crone. We all get to have all of that. And it's so beautiful. Every single phase is beautiful, and there's beauty to us in each phase. And so it's just so funny. Like, I find it funny that we compare ourselves, or like maybe wish for younger years when we had that time, like we had our time to be that age. And we didn't miss out on anything. You know, like it's imperfect for the people who are that age now, you know, and like it's imperfect for everyone. And it's so, life is so precious, and we get to have those times, and we get to be present for all of it. And it's so great that we get to grow old, you know. And I think there's just a settled feeling here. Like that energy that first came forward with the lavender is coming through now. Like that feeling of coming home to yourself. Like I'm going to come home to myself right here where I'm at. And I'm going to learn to love all of me in my body, in my form, my physical form, in my soul, in my heart, no matter where I'm at on my journey. I'm going to love all of me. And I'm going to trust in the footsteps I'm taking out of my own intuition, out of my own inner alignment with love, my own inner alignment with the divine and where I know I'm meant to go. I'm going to trust it all, and I'm going to trust in divine timing. And know that if there's something that's placed on my heart that I know is meant to come to fruition for me, I'm going to actually live from that faith and not rush because of it, and just do what I feel called to do in the moment, on that day, and that week, and that month, and that year, and just be as present as I can and take in all that I can to find life fulfilling along the way, you know, and grow and shift and change along the way as I feel called to grow and shift and change. There's such a calm acceptance of life really here. And I could see like cutting off distractions, like cutting off like social media, cutting off like spending time in nature. I just see someone at home in their backyard growing a garden and just being grounded and present with it. And that feeling so sacred, and this having that like eternity within one moment. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to keep pulling cards. We're going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle. I didn't intend to do this, but I have the Shadow Work Oracle and then this Work Your Light, so I like that balance. Shadow work is light work. It's shining light in the darker places. And you are the light. Your consciousness is the light. All right, so we have two cards. We have Answer the Call, what is your soul calling you to do? And then we have Mintaken, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So where have you felt the most at home? Where, when, how? Like in what context? Like think about the time you felt the most at home in your life. Most at home in your skin, in the world, with the people you're around. And remember that. I think you're meant to go back to those times and remember them. And remember them in the cellular like core of your being. Because it's still you. It's still who you are. And no matter what your circumstances are, you can gain access to that sense of home and that freedom in your being and that love of your life and love of where you're at and full-blown acceptance of where you're at and gratitude with where you're at. You know, you can always have access to that. So if you're looking back or looking forward too much or looking to your past too much, it's kind of interesting because it's almost saying like, instead of looking longingly to your past, let's go back there. Stand in the light of that consciousness of feeling at home and bring it forward into your presence. Your present. And you never lost it. You've never lost any part of yourself. Like you're always fully whole. And your memories aren't stuck in like a time frame. They're a part of who you are. And they move forward with you. And all elements of you are still whole and present. And it's kind of a beautiful thing because it's like you're still fully whole, all of you still present, but there's like in each phase of our life, there's a certain like type of presence that we're meant to embody. So yeah, I hope that means something to someone out there. Kind of a weird message. Both of these women on these two cards, one's a mermaid and she's looking out into the horizon over water, and same with this one, Answer the Call, what is your soul calling? There's a woman here who's looking out over water into a horizon, and one looks like a night sky and one looks like like a morning sun. And so this is like the dichotomy between longing for something that's past and looking to something that's never been lost. I'm going to go ahead and dig into the tarot. We're going to pull from the Mystical Dream Tarot. You are loved just as you are. You are whole just as you are. You hold so much purpose in your soul. And you're really being called to embrace your human journey and the transience of it all and the temporary nature of it all and being present with what is and just full acceptance of you and your path. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, the Lord of Cups, the Two of Swords. This is similar cards to what came out in group 2, but in different order. Ooh, okay, cool. So, interesting. Some of you may very well be entering into like a crone phase. I wonder also, I feel like the crone is so present here above all, because think about the crone energy. You know, when you're old and gray and you've shed all of your need to, I guess, look a certain way. You've shed your, you've let go of any clinging to the past, any clinging to your youth, and you've fully accepted your crone era. And there is such wisdom in that. And this part of you, just as I was saying that the pieces of you that you thought may have been lost in your past but are still accessible and present with your being, same for the future. The pieces of you, the part of you who's become that crone, who's become that wise elder, is speaking to you right now, is enlightening you right now. We have the Judgment in the center here. And this crone is your future. And it's something, it's not something you like become, it's something that you already are, that shedding layers of ego and expectation and doubt and fear and clinging, because you've went through that process, it's something you emerge into. It's always been a part of who you are. So this wise part of you is always accessible, and it's actually necessary to help you through change. It's really necessary to help you grow and process the heavier elements of being human, because this part of you's been through it all and knows how to process it, knows how to find that safety and that inner guidance, and knows how to study themselves within all of it, and knows how to accept themselves and love themselves, and all of their, what you are calling, and like what we call as young people, imperfection, and what they see as beauty. This part of you really is speaking to you, and I feel it in the heart space mostly. So the Sorcerer is the card of the devil. And the devil energy is an energy that trips you up, an energy that makes you doubt who you are, that makes you feel shame, that makes you question yourself. And that wants, like, yeah, it is a feeling of something that wants to trip you up on your path. And looking to the world around you for guidance on how to move forward on your human journey would be a mistake, because the world around you, not saying that there aren't people and places that are safe to listen to and to take in, but the world around you is full of pitfalls, full of delusion, confusion, full of judgment, full of like projections onto you that are not truthful. And so I feel a cutting away of external distractions. I feel a sense of rooting into the present moment. And again, connecting to this wise part of you, because that's where you're headed. If you're lucky to live that long, that's where you're headed. And I think by doing that and connecting to that wise part of you, that crone part of you, it will help you be more present with where you are now. And the wisest, this is interesting because even if you are entering into a literal crone phase, like an elder phase of your life, this would apply because there's a divine crone within you that can help you integrate into that phase. So knowing that a part of your higher self is this wise person. Aw, and with the crone card here, there's this elderly woman putting a crown with flowers on this younger woman. And it's giving me this feeling of an elderly woman teaching a young woman how to embrace her maiden phase with love and with peace and with joy. And there's not even a twinge of like jealousy or a twinge of wishing she were in that space. It's more of like it's healing to you to help those who are younger to heal and to find presence and to find joy and to embrace where they're at and to love themselves fully. It's more fulfilling to you to be that reflection for them. And yeah, we really need more of that. In the last group, we talked a lot about the inner child and soul retrieval of parts of ourself that are connected to the inner child. But in this, it's so funny because this almost feels like a soul retrieval of your inner crone. I wonder if some of you have been resisting growing older, resisting that crone energy. And this is a shift in how you're looking at where you're headed, one day, and how that part of you is so valuable, and honoring, a shifting and honoring of that inner elder. And we need that. And I feel like it does start within, because if we're constantly, and that's how look at the world we live in. Look at all the plastic surgery and just everything is really dystopian when it comes to the resistance of aging. It's kind of messed up. And how we see aging as like ugly or negative or like a flaw. It's really messed up because it's such a natural part of what it means to be human, and it's reflection. And I think one of the reasons that we resist it is because embracing aging means embracing death, means reckoning with the reality of death. And so many people don't want to do that. And they don't want to do the work that is required of when it comes to the embracing of like the heavier elements of life, or death, or transformation, or people are so we have the Four of Pentacles here, like people cling to what they know, they cling to security, and it just holds them back, and it prevents them from living their lives to the fullest. And just doing this inner soul retrieval of your inner crone and honoring them is something that you can do to help honor the elders on earth in general. Because I do think also when we look at, I feel like the elderly are kind of forgotten, and they're kind of like a lot of us don't honor our elders in the way that we're meant to. And if we can do this within our own being, that's the first step in honoring our elders in the world as a collective. So I'm trying to think though, how this can be done. Because what can you do practically to honor this part of you? I'm wondering. well, practically you could honor your actual elders. You can spend some time with grandparents or, your parents, and really honor them and what they've had to go through and their life journeys, no matter how imperfect they were. That could be something that could really help you embrace this energy. That's beautiful. I love that, actually. I love that idea. It's like, yeah, you need to embrace your inner elder, but embrace your actual elders too. That could be a really strong message for you. Take some time to spend with them. And what else? I love the sun card too. The sun is representative of just being all of who you are. And it seems as though, you kind of return to a childlike state when you're older, and a lot of elderly end up needing to be taken care of by their own children. You kind of return to that energy in your life, and the sun is about that childlike, authentic, soul-bearing energy. And if there's such a vulnerability there, in our not all of us, like some of us can literally take care of ourselves till the end, which I hope I am one of those people. But I do think there's something there about recognizing that you need others and that we all need each other in the midst of everything. So there's a vulnerability to that as well. So ultimately, I'm kind of all over the place. Like these groups 3 and 4 have been very water element heavy. So I don't know if, I hope everything's coming together and hitting for you and making sense. I just want to tell you to protect your soul and protect your heart and protect your elders, protect your community, and protect your humanity. Be a protector of humanity and be an acceptor of humanity. That's what we need. We need more acceptance for what is, because it's not always pretty. It's not always perfect. It's not always ultimate dreams like coming true. Like we're not in heaven yet, like we're on earth, and there's great purpose in embracing what is and being present with what is, and not avoiding the necessary confrontations of reality, of humanity, of growing old, of all of it, just the more we can be honest and authentic and present with all of that, the more we literally feel settled and we feel at home and we feel present and we feel loved and loving. And I guess like at home really is the wording that wants to come through. The more we feel at home and the embracing of all that we are. So I'm going to pull one last card from the Sacred Rebels guidebook, or the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And I keep reading the book and saying that. And then I will read from the guidebook once I get the card that you're meant to receive. Okay, so we have number 21 with Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Oh, I love that actually. Yeah, you're really being pulled into your heart space, into your body, onto the earth, into your humanity. Okay, so beyond the mind, the heart beats. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuation of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within, yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. That sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, all of your being, can be felt as one, through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is through this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create even beyond what we once thought was possible. Your love for life, the need to feel alive and express yourself, and the quest for that which is truly fulfilling. These are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of the mind, which can make mountains out of molehills, even when it thinks it is turning mountains into molehills. Then there is the way of the heart. It is subterranean and moves subtly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. The mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than plan our way. It is a different way to live and create. It is closer to the earth and to the source of life itself. It is not for those who are lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You are being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of the mind is to serve the truths of the heart. That is, to create the spacious chamber of receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. This oracle comes with the guidance for you. Deep within, you know what to do and you know what is true. It matters not whether the mind and its plans seem to agree with your inner sense. Your willingness to trust your heart and to rebel against fear will serve you well. Let your heart lead you. Be sure of your faith and trust in what you feel. Your head and heart have been in conflict at times over the course of your life. This has brought you struggle and sometimes deep suffering. However, this oracle brings you the message that a truce will soon be declared and the appropriate outcome of the mind waving the white flag of surrender is imminent. Soon, if not already, you will finally be feeling that your heart is leading you. You will feel that your mind is learning to follow the guidance of your heart rather than trying to be out front, seeing and sorting everything out in advance in order to be safe. What a relief to let go of this old way. Your mind can become more relaxed and trusting. There will be a period of adjustment as you get used to living without so much foresight, but with more insight, wisdom, and energy in the present moment to create. If you're finding that you cannot plan or strategize as you once did, or you feel that you know less than you have ever known about where you are heading or how you were supposed to get there, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these are healthy signs of a shift from head to heart. You are not proceeding in error. You are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. You are now in a position that is more powerful than ever because you are allowing yourself to be guided by your heart, a heart that beats in harmony with the heart of all existence. Your affairs are in accord with love, and no matter what may appear to be at times, all is unfolding according to that greater love, you included. So, healing process. Lie on your back, comfortably with your hands on your heart. Say, I love you. I trust you. You are beautiful and you are wise. You beat in harmony with the greater plan of love. You are my guiding light. Rest with your hands at your heart for several long, slow breaths, or however long feels good. When you are ready, just go back to your day or evening. Anytime you need to strengthen your connection to your heart's truth, drop into your heart awareness by lightly placing one or both hands on your chest, over your heart, and breathing gently. All right. So your heart is your compass. Your heart is your strongest compass. It's made of love. It's made of presence. It's so wise. There's so much wisdom there. And I believe that's where your inner crone resides and just ready to guide you forward into love. And I think the most important thing is just your presence with life and love. That really feels like the wisdom. Like, quit rushing, quit trying to strategize and overanalyze and trying to control things. And like, you're alive. You're alive right where you are, and you're beautiful right where you are, and your life is beautiful right where it is, and be present with it. It's okay that things aren't perfect. Just be present with it all and move forward from your heart space, and you can't lose. So that's your message. We're going to enter into the infinite prayer now. We're officially done with all 4 groups. So for you guys, obviously the heart aligning you, realigning you to your heartbeat, to the heartbeat of the universe, is my intention that I'm feeding into that infinite prayer session. So again, if you feel called to it, there's a link down below, a code down below if you're getting here in time for the 50% off the Patreon overflow membership. But otherwise, I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you in another one. Thank you so much. Bye.
If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. Each month in the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme or prompt for 2 new Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what emerges in the Infinite Prayer. Using Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I offer a new, powerful transmission each month. With the Overflow membership, receive everything in Wellspring plus access to every new extended Infinite Prayer session drawn from monthly YouTube readings from October 2025 on. Click the link in the description box below if you feel called to explore. Feel free to like, comment, drop a flower emoji, or subscribe to The Little Flower. You may browse single Infinite Prayer transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip or buy me a coffee if you feel called to. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, my heart and soul in video form. I'd be honored to have you over there as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.